Decorating Center. And one of the things you will find in there for sure is lots of good advice on how to do it. Stop in today. And a good morning to you. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show. It is an open line hour right through 11 o'clock, 989-752-6111. And we'll get to the phones in just a moment. But I pulled this story, I think it was in USA Today. And this is why we got problems today, in my opinion. A GOP lawmaker proposes renaming the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. after Donald Trump. He's dubbed his bill the Make Entertainment Great Again Act. And he would change the name of the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts to the Donald J. Trump Center for Performing Arts. And this comes after a House panel voted to put First Lady Melania Trump's name on the Kennedy Center's Opera House. Which, I mean, okay, great. Is this really the kinds of stuff we have to worry about in Congress today? I'm sorry. First of all, I think you're picking on the wrong institution. Now, I know Trump has named himself the chairman of the board of the Kennedy Center because he didn't like a lot of the stuff they were putting on, and I understand that. But are you really going to take the name of the 35th president who was assassinated in 1963 off the building? A president, by most parameters, was loved by a lot of people. This is where we get in trouble. Makes no sense. If you're going to build a new building someplace or a new performing center someplace and you want to name it the Donald J. Trump Center, fine, great. But to go in and say, oh, we're going to strip the name of Kennedy off the building, I don't think that's very smart. Anyhow, Carl's with us in Saginaw. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Art. I agree with you. It doesn't need to be renamed at this time.
I don't think it needs to be named at any time. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an icon.
Yes, and I'm not crazy about the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico or changing the names of Army bases. I'm not crazy about that in general.
Yeah, well, the Army bases are going back. Remember, they were changed under Biden, a lot of them.
Yeah, but they're going back to honoring, generals that fought for the South.
Well,
fought against.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
the United
Carl.
States.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't change history by changing the name of an air base or a military base. History is what it is. And they were historical figures that we shouldn't forget. We should remember what happened. So I had a problem when they started ripping down all those statues. They serve as a memory of things gone by and things that we shouldn't allow to happen again. So I kind of like, I mean, I didn't think they should be changed in the first place, and I'm not so sure now that after all of that they come back again. I mean, don't we have other things to worry about in this country?
I suppose, but there were some places in the South that, like, right in front of the courthouse, is a statue of some general or politician that tried to take the rights away, from half the population. So a lot of people, when they walk into the courthouse, they have to walk right past that statue.
And guess what? They're walking past a statue of someone who failed in their mission. Because they're walking into that courthouse free, able to do their business. So,
that's true.
That's the way I look at it. I just think there's more important things in the world.
Okay. You were talking about Jay Leno a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And his comment about like the networks seem to be ignoring half of the audience.
Right.
But when this Colbert thing first came up a couple weeks ago, Art, I think I remember you talking to a caller, and you were saying that your radio station does that exact thing. You cater to one half of the audience, in the afternoon and the evening. There's no attempt to make, to appeal to the other side.
There's a difference. There's a difference. Here's the difference.
Okay.
We're meeting a demand. We've tried both sides. The only one that's worked audience-wise is what we're doing now. And it's done because that's where the audience is. I mean, that's a response to an audience need, a demonstrated need that happened back in 1988 when Rush Limbaugh came along, and all of a sudden the right had a voice that they hadn't had before, and it's taken off. So you go with the flow because we are first and foremost a business. If the major audience were to the left, that's probably what you'd be hearing. But it's not. Those shows have failed miserably. So
yes,
it's a difference than being on a national platform like Colbert is and Fallon and Kimmel. And when you throw away half that audience, you're throwing away millions and millions of viewers.
Yes.
And they're losing they're losing a lot of money. I mean, I believe it when they say it's a big loss. I believe that.
Yeah, but I have to assume if they tried to come up with a comedian who was, wouldn't offend anybody, I don't think the ratings for that show would be very good either. I don't know.
Leno did it. Carson did it.
He made a lot. No, but they weren't that political, like you just said.
Well, they were political both ways. They were political both ways.
Yeah.
They went after both parties.
Yes, but politics wasn't that great a part of their routine.
No, it wasn't. You're right. But when they did it both ways.
Yeah, sometimes.
Most of the time.
It's just, I think it has more to do, I think, with, the landscape is changing for late night television.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure there's a whole lot they could do.
Let me ask you this. Is the landscape changing for late night television, or did late night television change the landscape?
No, I think the technology changed, and people started watching it on their phones. The next day, that watching just clips.
Some of it, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, but that's true of a lot of the media.
Yeah, but I think more so for late night. You're more apt to watch a whole episode of Blue Bloods than you are just watch a couple of 3-minute clips from it. So, I think there's a different late night. It just
all right.
The business model has just changed. It's just not.
Well, it has, and they're losing money with that business model.
Yeah, and the advertising pie is much smaller now for that, and it's just one of those things that's going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that could be.
Right, thanks, Art.
Good enough. Thanks, Carl. Bye bye. All right, Sean and Gene, hang on. We'll get to you after these notes.
Frank's Great Outdoors is turning 80.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, and back to our phone. Sean is in Bay City. Sean, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well.
Fantastic. Hey, maybe I can help shine a little light for Carl here. When TV stations were allowed, right? They're allowed NBC, CBS, They're allowed to broadcast for free. Okay, everybody else you got to pay for. And part of that deal, the contract is supposed to be 50-50, pretty much fair, on the news. If you give X amount, 2 minutes to one, you're supposed to give 2 minutes to the other side, right? Within reason, and see, that's the point, Carl, is they're not doing that. There are no guests on any of the late night that are Republicans.
I'm gonna stop you before your false premise gets you in trouble.
Well, that's the contract.
Well, there was a thing called the Fairness Doctrine, and it went away in the mid-'80s. It's gone. That doesn't exist anymore.
No,
and
for radio.
No,
yes.
that's radio. No. Well, it was primarily radio, but it also applied. And also understand.
No.
Understand. Now, just a minute, Sean.
A little more research.
Sean, listen to me, Sean.
I don't lie to you, Art.
Yeah, but I don't lie to you, and that doesn't make you right.
I'm not looking to be right, Art.
Well, if you're not right, why are you talking about it?
Well,
here, listen to me. The networks, NBC, CBS, ABC, right?
They're allowed to broadcast for free.
Understand this. They're not licensed.
That deal is,
No. They are not licensed. You're not listening. They're not licensed. NBC, CBS, ABC are not licensed. If they own radio or if they own radio or television stations, those stations are licensed. But the networks are not licensed per se. Only the stations they own carry a license.
Right. They get it for free. They get to broadcast for free. And part of the deal is, in the contract, don't believe me, look it up yourself. I understand you're broadcasting, and I mean no disrespect. Look it up yourself. It's not on me.
Contract with who? Contract with whom?
With the government for allowing them to broadcast for free. Right? And that's why they're gone. That's why the View is going to be gone, is because rather than getting sued, they're just going to pull it because it's propaganda. We all know it. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to get a big argument with you.
All right. Well, all right. You can believe that if you want. I'm not going to argue with you.
Well, I'm just telling you what. You can go look yourself. But a little bit more to Carl's fake moral outrage. He's outraged about a statue. Carl, that's our history. And I believe in God, Carl, and some of the worst things that have happened to me turned out being the biggest blessings that I've ever gotten. Some of the worst things that I thought at the time ended up being blessings. The United States is free. That's part of our history, Carl. But you don't seem to have a problem with a guy that takes away your freedom like Joe Biden and locks the whole place down. We don't say anything about that. So all I'm saying, Carl, is call it even. Right? Just be honest, because when you lose honesty, you discredit yourself.
All right.
And I'm just so glad we're winning, and that is the deal on the TV. Art.
You're welcome to believe that.
I don't believe that, Art. That's what it says.
Where'd you read it? Where'd you read it?
Where did I read it?
Yeah, where did you read the contract between
the broadcast? That's what it says.
Well, I guess you and I have different interpretations of the law.
Fox News, I don't listen to any of that crap. I listen to Benny Johnson. I listen to Brandon Tatum.
Yeah, you listen to the people that say what you want to hear.
No, and then I also go. There's a really cool program out, and it's a website, and they'll give you both sides, and they got graphs and everything. It's awesome, and you can click on all that stuff, and it tells you. It's great. You should check it out. Right? And that's a fake argument that's always used. Well, you're watching this, you're watching that.
I'm going to give you one thing. Broadcast stations operate under the Communications Act of 1934. And now there have been certain slim modifications over the years. The rules have changed over the years a little bit. But it's broadcast stations that are licensed. The networks are not licensed. The stations are.
The government. They get free broadcast, and part of that free broadcast is you must abide by the rules. If you don't want it for free, then you can pay like all the other ones, and you can put on whatever you want. That's the whole point, Art.
Well,
I'm not
all right.
argue with you. It's a period. That's
Well,
the way it is.
as you understand it, my 63 years in broadcasting don't understand it the same way you do. But that's okay. All right, Sean, I got to move.
All right, all right.
Take care. Bye-bye now. And here's Gene in Bay City. Gene, good morning.
Hi, good morning. You have a lot of patience. I give you a lot of credit.
That's fun.
When you and I were young, everybody listened to the radio.
Yep.
Then everybody got a TV, and the ratings of people listening to the radio went way down because everybody was watching television. Now with the computer, everybody's watching TikTok and these different things and
Not everybody.
watching the movies and everything that's streaming. And so people watching television has gone way down.
Okay,
Well,
let me
I
let me stop you just for a minute here, Gene. The ratings are not what they used to be. I'll grant you that.
Right.
For radio for the most part has held its own fairly well over the years. Obviously, there's been some changes because, like, for example, all right, a program like this one, if you want to hear it, you got to listen to it. You can't go to a satellite and hear local radio doing what we do. Music stations, on the other hand, they got competition all over the place. So it just depends on what the broadcast facility is and what they're doing, how the ratings hold up. But anyway, there's no doubt over the years there's been a lot more competition. And yeah, certainly.
Well, I would be really curious to know where the television stations, what programs are they making money on? Now myself, some of this reality TV stuff. Of course, I'm old, and this, where they do these athletic type things they're up on platforms and flying through the air and all these programs.
Do you know why they do those?
Me, but I would be curious what type of programs that they are making good money on.
Well, the ones you just described are moneymakers. And do you know why they're moneymakers? They're moneymakers because they don't have big talent budgets.
Right.
The people that are in these reality shows, if they're paid very little compared to what a star would be paid. They don't have big names, and the production costs are less. They make a lot of money on those shows. And if you don't believe it, just watch all the commercials that go by.
Right. Well, like myself, you turn it on and you see all these repeats of movies. And,
Yep.
there's a lot of TV that, just doesn't interest me as an individual. But
Tell you what I missed.
Anyway, I have a question I wanted to ask him.
All right, real quick. Go ahead.
Do you think Trump, if a lot of Republicans want him to run for a third term,
Never going to happen.
You don't think he would do that?
Never, can't do it legally.
Well, if they're trying to change the Constitution,
Never going to happen. You know how hard it is to change the Constitution. It's
well,
damn
they're
near
working
impossible.
On the birth of people being born here. They're trying to change these different things on the Constitution.
Yeah, the operative word there is trying.
I hope you're right.
Guaranteed.
You know what? It bothers me to see them trying to damage the Constitution.
All right.
That bothers me.
Good enough. Appreciate it, Gene. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, time out. 989-752-6111. And we are back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and we're going to go out to Reese and talk to Dwayne this morning. Morning, Dwayne.
Good morning.
Morning.
I just had a high school education, so this is going to be, you're going to be my teacher today.
Oh.
And I'm sorry I didn't bring an apple today for the teacher. Okay. There's all these couple of words I don't know what they're getting used all the time. I like to know what they mean. First one is collusion. What's that mean?
Oh, collusion means you got together with someone to do something, and most of the time when we use it, it's in an illegal form. You colluded with someone to break a law or do something like that, or do something nefarious.
Okay. The other word, if I can say it right, dossier or something like that.
Dossier? The dossier? You mean like the Steele dossier?
I don't know.
The dossier is
dossier.
dossier is a file with information in it.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is.
Okay.
So if I wanted to know something about Dwayne, and I looked you up and I found out some notes about you, where you went to high school, all that stuff, and I put it in a file folder, that would be a dossier. It's a dossier on you.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
School's out.
Recess time now. Okay, thank you.
All right, Dwayne. Bye-bye.
Sorry I didn't bring in apple.
Yeah,
okay.
well, don't let that happen again.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Art.
Yep. And here's Charlotte in Hemlock. Charlotte, good morning.
Good morning. I'm calling in regards to the cloth diapers. Somebody called in, said she tried to find cloth diapers and couldn't find them anywhere. Well, you can get them on Amazon, and they normally come in 10 diapers per pack.
And what are they again? Because your phone is breaking up a little bit.
Okay, cloth diapers. Did you get that?
Say it again. Cloth
diapers.
Oh, diapers. Cloth diapers. Yes, I remember that conversation now. So you can get them on Amazon.
You can.
All right, good.
You can get them on Amazon, and they're normally coming 10 per pack.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Charlotte?
So the lady who called now, she knows.
Thank
and
you.
what I did when my children were little, I made my diapers out of flannel.
Mm-hmm.
And my children never had a diaper rash. So
excellent. All right.
Anyway, that's this is the day.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Charlie in Bay City. Charlie, good morning.
Morning, Art.
Morning.
I'm thinking about the 35th Senate District again.
You can keep thinking about it. I'd like to see it solved.
Well, I stumbled onto something that I wasn't aware of. Michigan State government officials sign an affidavit that they did take an oath to uphold the Constitution and the state Constitution. And, of course, she's not taking that very seriously because it's a very fundamental right to vote is being violated here.
Well, all right, hang on a second. Right. Hang on a second now. First, I agree with you that we are without representation in the 35th District Senate seat. But the Constitution, be careful how you get into the legal throes of things, because as I understand it, the Constitution doesn't put a date on it. The Constitution requires her to fill that vacancy, but doesn't tell her how long she has to do it. Therein lies the problem.
As soon as possible.
Okay. So what's as soon as possible to whom?
Well,
what's the date?
The voters.
What's the date? Well, what's the date? How long is as soon as possible? That's the
she
problem.
had quite a bit of time to think about it.
Oh, yeah, she
And-
has.
and
That's
she's
why
letting-
she's not doing it. She's thought about it.
letting the possibilities fade away into the past. We're almost to August now, and she keeps saying that she's going to, but she
Yeah.
doesn't.
Listen,
So
I'm not disagreeing with you on the need that it needs to be done now. It should have been done months ago. I'm
Yeah.
just saying be careful when you get into the legal brush because the legality is different than the reality.
I'm being careful. Maybe this is a time for the lieutenant governor to spring into action.
He had the chance.
In
He
her
didn't do it.
absence.
He had the chance and he didn't do it. She was gone overseas and he didn't do it.
Well, and she was at the White House, and she goes home every night. She's absent. She's not doing her job. What are we paying the lieutenant governor? I don't know, but it should be enough for him to do his job
Well,
in her absence.
Yeah, but he may think exactly like she does. So what's the difference?
No, he doesn't. He thinks it.
Well, he had
should be
called.
done.
Yeah, Well, all right. Then ask yourself this, because he has said it should be done. So has the Attorney General. Dana Nessel said it should be done. He had the opportunity to do it. Why didn't he do it?
You'd have to ask him.
Exactly.
But that's what we're paying him to do.
Well, yeah, you're paying her too.
Yeah.
So what? Hasn't
We're
happened.
getting ripped off. We're getting ripped off.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Okay.
All right, Charlie.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks, Art. Bye.
Yep. That is an issue that is not going to go away until she finally says we'll do it. If she does it. It's purely political, and this is politics in a bad way. Larry, hang on. We'll get to you next.
We're proud to make
Back with you. 989-752-6111, and let's talk to Larry in Spalding Township. Larry, good morning.
Good morning, sir. I got a quick question that you might have the answer to. I was driving by, going over the Court Street Bridge now that it's kind of open that way, and Ojibwe Island has a big sign that says it's closed.
Yep.
And I'm curious if you know why, or, what's the issue? In my day, that was a beautiful park.
And it's going to be even better when they're done. They were doing some shore restoration, and they're rebuilding the band shell, and they're doing a lot of work on the island. So it's being rehabbed. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's good to hear. I didn't know that.
Yep.
So that's good to hear. I heard that they're going to build another park over here by the old fairgrounds. And then I saw that, and I started thinking, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Well, that's the answer.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Larry. Thanks for calling.
Yep.
Bye-bye. All right, we still have time to chat with you and give us a call. Love to find out what's happening in your world, as they say. The lines are open for you right now. So give us a buzz. I mentioned this one already. Let me get rid of that. Kennedy Center. We started earlier. We talked about the late shows and all of that stuff. And there were some folks who had accused, of course, it's Trump's fault, They accused Trump of being responsible. And while he's certainly happy about the demise of Colbert in the long run, he distanced himself from the reason. He said, I was solely responsible. Not true. The reason was simply because they're losing money and he has no talent. He doesn't like him very much. But everybody's blaming Trump for everything these days. Let's go to Hemlock and talk to Matt this morning. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Long-time listener.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, what I'm calling about is the media.